Welcome to BlenderWorks. This will be a very easy tutorial where you will learn the basic techniques, shortcuts, applying basic materials and scene settings for final rendering. Even if you know your way around Blender, I would recommend you to watch the video because I will tell about really cool shortcuts and tricks that will help you modeling in Blender. I will not go into the detail while coming to materials and scene settings since I will be explaining them in depth on my future sessions. So for now we will just focus on modeling. Let's make the railway station. So for that I will scale the cube in Z axis by pressing S somewhere like this. And then I will press tab to go to the edit mode and add in a loop cut by pressing Ctrl plus R over here and two edge loops over here and scale them on X axis just over here. And now I will select these two edges and extrude them on Z axis by clicking on E. And I'll go to vertices mode by pressing 1 and select these two vertices and merge them at center. So right click on it and you'll see the merge at center, and I'll repeat the same thing for these two vertices by simply pressing M and selecting at center. Now I will select these edges and click on F to fill, and I will repeat the same thing for these edges as well. So as you can see, we have a hut kind of shape. This will act as an entrance for our station. So I will add in another cube. So now you can see both the cubes are getting dissolved. So there is a way to avoid this. So let me take this out over here. And if I click on over here and click on random and enable the shadows and cavity, so as you can see we have two cubes both of different colors. So every time you add in a new mesh, it will be added of a new color so that we can distinguish between our meshes. So I will select this now and go to edit mode and select these two edges over here and bevel this to make an arc. So if you press Ctrl B, so as you can see I can bevel this, and if you scroll up your mouse you can increase and decrease the segments. So this looks good, and if you're not happy you can change the segments and the width here also. So 8 looks good. Yeah. So now I'm going to make an arc shape hole in that cube. So for that I'll place it somewhere over here, and we can do this two ways. For that I'll select the arc and then the cube and go to the modifiers tab over here and select the boolean. But there's an easy way to do this. So for that just go to edit and preferences and enable the bool tool. So once you enable this, you can see that in your right hand side over edit here and just click on difference. So as you can see this is a pretty good looking geometry right now, and it has cut the shape very precisely. And in edit mode, I'll go to face mode and select these all faces and extrude it just like this, or I'll control Z, I'll undo the changes and I will extrude just these faces. This looks better. So as you can see, we have an entrance for the station now, and I'm going to quickly save this file. And now I will add the main building of the station by adding in a cube and moving it over here. Now I'm going to add in the beams, designs, doors and windows in the main building cube. For that, go to the edit mode by clicking on tab and add in a loop cut over here. Add another one over just over here. One over here and one last over here. Now I will select these faces and extrude it on y-axis just like this, and I'll select these faces again and extrude it a bit. So this looks okay now. And now similarly I'll add in a arc cut over here just like we did with the entrance. So I'll take a cube to make the arc. So I'm going to select these two edges and bevel it by Control B somewhere over here. And then I'll position it like this, and there's a shortcut if you want to bevel. It's Control Shift and minus. So what I'll do is I want two arcs for this. So I'll duplicate that arc on this x-axis and select both of the arcs now, and then select the building and press Ctrl Shift minus. So as you can see, we have a beautiful looking building right now. So now similarly, I'll create the windows for it. It will be a normal cube shape window. I will position the window somewhere over here. And then select the building and press Ctrl Shift numpad minus, and this will create the holes for the windows. So now first half of the building is created. So I will hide this entrance by clicking on H. As you can see over in scene collection, it has been hidden. And in front view, I will add in a loop cut over here, just in the middle. And I will delete the rest of the building in edit mode by clicking on X and faces. So this will delete the second half of the building. Now I'm going to add in a mirror modifier. What this modifier does is that it creates the mirror image of the mesh from the origin point. So since the origin of the building is in middle, I added a mirror modifier on x-axis, as you can see, which creates the mirror form of the building, and it saved us the time to make the other half of that model. So now let's create the boundary at the terrace of the building. So I'll add in a loop cut over here, and I'll add another loop cut over here. And now I will select the faces, these things. And extrude it on Z axis. So as you can see, when I extruded this half of the building, the other half also got extruded. Now let's add a cube and make the floor for this building. So Shift A, mesh and cube. Move down the Z axis. And in top view, I will scale it on X axis and Y axis. If I scale this on Z axis, the mesh will move again. So the trick is go to edit mode and select the bottom face and press G and Z and move it upwards. And then I will scale it on X axis just like this. Move it bit downwards. And now I will add in a loop cut over here to make the platform, and I will select these face and extrude it on x-axis, just over somewhere over here. And I'll repeat the same thing on this face. So as you can see, this looks like a platform now. I'll rename the models so that it won't create any confusion. This is a good habit. If you are creating a very complicated scene in which you have lots of models, so naming your model will help you find it. I'll extrude this a bit on y-axis over here, just to give it more width. And now I will create the shed for the platform. So it will be again a simple cube. I will stretch it on x-axis and scale it on z-axis as well. And now let's create the pillars for the platform. Scale this down to z-axis. Maybe a little smaller. And now I want the same pillars over here and at the end. So we have two options, either to duplicate it by clicking on Shift D and X, so it will duplicate that on x-axis, or else we can add in an array modifier. So go to modifier and click on array. As you can see, another pillar has been added over here in x-axis. I'll increase the count to 3, and this is going in x direction, positive x direction. So I will change this to -1 and increase the direction just like this. So as you can see, this is going on x direction and I don't have to worry about the distance between the pillars. So this looks good. So this is the use of array modifier in Blender. This is a very helpful tool and it helps in creating many complicated models and even simple models like stairs. I'll just rename the platform props. And now I will make a bench for our platform. So I'll add in a cube, scale it on y axis, scale it on z axis as well. And then I will add in the array modifier on y direction. So I will put the x as 0 and y as 1, and I will increase the count to 3. I'll duplicate this and rotate it on x axis by clicking on Rx somewhere like this, and position it over here. So as you can see, this looks like a platform chair now. Let's make the legs of this. So add in a cube, place it over here. Now in edit mode, I will add in two loop cuts and scale them on y axis, just over here, and I will select these two faces and extrude that on z axis. And then I will select this face and move this on y axis a bit. I'll do the same with this face. And now I will bevel the edges of the legs. So select this axis and this axis and press Ctrl B. This looks fine. Similarly, I'll select these two. This two won't work. I will bevel this edge only. And I will again put it in its position and add in a array modifier for the legs as well. So now I will add this to models to 1 by pressing on Ctrl J, and as you can see there is some odd thing going on over here. So that is because we haven't applied the array modifier. So in modifier I'll go to apply and I'll apply this too, and now I will join. So as you can see these two are now joined, and I will rename these as well. And now I will place the bench in our platform. Just over here and scale it down. Scale it down a bit again. Let's add in another prop in our scene. So for that, go to add mesh and cube, place it over here and scale it down. And now in edit mode, I'll add in two loop cuts over here and scale them on Y axis. I'll repeat the same thing and scale them to Z axis this time, just over here. And the last two loop cuts I'll add over here and scale them on Z axis, just like this. So now select these faces, all 6 of them, and now I want to extrude them. So press E, and as you can see this happens. This is extruding on Z axis, but I want them to extrude individually along the normal. So press Alt T and select extrude faces along normals, and when you drag your mouse, so as you can see these all faces are extruding along normals individually. So I will drag my mouse just over here, and as you can see we have a good looking cargo box over here. So I'll scale it down and place it on my platform. I'll be just placing this box, so I'll fast forward this part. Now I want to duplicate the platform. So for that, I will go to the edit mode and select the faces which I want to duplicate. And click on Control P and choose selection. So what this will do is this will separate the selected faces from the original geometry, as you can see over here. And when I move this on y-axis, so as you can see, this is free from the geometry, but we have this weird hollow looking shape over here. So I will undo this and select the faces again. And I will duplicate these faces, and then I will separate it from the original geometry by clicking on Ctrl P and selection. And now I can move all the props, the shades and the pillars in the Y direction to make a duplicate of the platform. I'll rotate these benches in Z axis by 180 degrees. So as you can see, we have a good looking station now. So all that's missing is the railway tracks. So that is also very easy to build. For that, just go to the top view, add in a cube, scale it way down. But first we will create the main base of our scene so that we have something to put our railway track on. So I'll add in a plane and place it somewhere here. Scale this down. And I will scale this on x-axis somewhere around here and place it at the edge of the platform over here. And then I will duplicate this on y-axis over here. And duplicate this again and rotate it on z-axis by 90 degrees. Scale it on y-axis. And move this over here, and I will duplicate this over here, and I will join these two by clicking on Control J, and these two as well. So what I'm gonna do is now add in an array modifier at -1 and increase the count to 15, maybe 20, and do the same with these. So as you can see, we have the tracks ready now. I'll duplicate these tracks and place it on this side of the platform as well, somewhere like this. So as you can see, we are getting close to complete the modeling part of our railway station. And I want to add a chimney at the building, so I'll add in a cube over here. Scale it down, and let's place it somewhere at the corner, somewhere around here. And I will add in a bevel modifier to it to give the edge more smoothness. So if you increase the segments, the smoothness will increase. You can play with the settings whatever you want, and you can shade smooth it, and in here we can enable the auto smooth. And now in edit mode, I will add in two edge loops like this, scale it on y-axis like here, and I will select this face and extrude it downwards just like this to give it a chimney kind of view. So I'm not happy with the bevel modifier, so I'll just delete it, and yeah, this looks better now. So I'll just select the edges manually and give it a bevel by clicking on Control B, something like this. And shading it smooth. So this looks good now. And I want to add in a welcome board at the entrance of the gate. So I'll add in a cube, place it over here. and I'm going to add a bevel modifier to it. Somewhere like this. And I want to add two of the loop cuts over here and two over here, and then I'll select this face and extrude it just a little bit on the inside. So this looks good now. And now I want to add in a text that says welcome. So for that I'll go to add and text, and here is our text, and I will rotate it on x-axis by 90 degrees and scale it down. And in edit mode I will delete the default text and type in welcome, as you can see over here. And in text settings I will increase the extrude value I'll change the extrude value to 0.02 and scale it down and place it over here. So as you can see, we have a really nice looking welcome board over here. And in railway station we have small barricades, so let's make that as well. So for that add in a cube, scale it way down, and in edit mode go to vertices mode, and select this vertices and delete them, and select this face and click on X and select only face. So all we have left is this thing. Delete this edge. So we have this wireframe model. So now go to edit mode and in vertices select these two vertices and bevel them by clicking on Ctrl Shift and B. So this will bevel the vertices just like this. And now go to object and change to curve. So this will be changed to the curve, and in curve settings under geometry increase the bevel to 0.2 maybe. So this looks good. and maybe increase the resolution to somewhere around 20. Shade it smooth, and as you can see we have a nice looking barricade over here. And now I'm going to place it on the platform. Go to the top view, place it over here, and as you can see the origin is not in the geometry, so right click on it and set origin to geometry, scale it down, move it downwards somewhere here, and I'm going to add in the array modifier for this. So place it over here just like that. And add in the array modifier on y-axis. Now this looks good. So I will duplicate this on the other end of the platform, somewhere over here. So we are done with the modeling part of our railway station. As you can see, it looks pretty good. Now let's add in the textures and materials. So for that, let's go to the rendered view. So as you can see with the default light, we have this model. Everything is of the same color because we haven't added any materials to it. And when we go to material view over here, enable the scene lights. And now in the world settings, change the color from gray to complete black because I want my background to be black. This is the default light, so I'll place it somewhere over here. And as you can see, the light is too harsh, so I'm going to increase the size of it. So as you can see, the lighting is better now, and I will increase the power. And I will switch to cycles over here and change this to GPU and enable the viewport and render denoising to OptiX, just like this. So as you can see, this is our material preview now. And now just play with the settings of the lighting. I'll duplicate this light over here and then again one over here. And if I go to rendered view, as you can see, this looks amazing now. Now working in rendered view is difficult, so switch to material preview and then apply all the materials. So first of all, I'll select this plane and add in a new material by clicking on new, and I'll rename this material to plane and change the color to yellow. This is completely your wish. You can play with the colors and the lightings. Now similarly, I'll put the material into this. So I'll select this and go to materials option and add in a material and select the color as orange. Now I will do the same thing for the rest of the models. For the barricade, I'm going to add in a black metallish color. So I'll select this blackish color, and if I scroll down, I'll see the metallic properties over here. So I'll increase the size to something like this. So as you can see, this looks a bit of metallic now, and I'll increase the roughness as well. And I want to apply this material on rest of the boxes. So if I click on Control L and materials, so this will copy the material into the other boxes. So I'll select all of these boxes just like this, and then select the box with material and click on Control L. So as you can see, all the materials have been copied to the other boxes. And now for example, if you want to add two materials in a single mesh, go to the edit view and select the face you want to apply your first material on. Click on the material properties and click on the new and add in a new material. Now select the faces you want your second material on. Click on plus over here and add in a second material and click on assign. So as you can see, the second material will apply on that faces which you have selected. So if you paint this black, just like this. So let's go to rendered view, and our station looks pretty good now. Now I'll just play with the lightings and the other settings to finalize my scene. So I'll scale the main base over here and go to material preview and move these lightings a bit up somewhere here. And as you can see, we have very dark spots near our bench in the platform. So what we can do is add in a point light and placing it just above the bench, somewhere over here. So this will act like a tube light like we have in platform, and I will decrease the power and size of the point and duplicate it on other benches. And now I will place my camera. So select an angle and press Ctrl Alt 0. And if you click on Shift and this button, you can move your camera in the viewport by clicking on W and S, just like this. W will zoom in the camera and S will zoom out the camera. Q and E will move the camera up and down. So once you have selected your angle, as you can see, we have this dark places in our scene. So what I'll do is I'll rotate the plane over here on Z axis. Okay, and in edit mode I will select this edge and extrude it on Z axis. And now I will select this edge and bevel it, something over here. So this will create an infinite plane and it will look pretty amazing in our scene. So go to the rendered mode. This looks good now. I'll place the light somewhere over here, as I am seeing some dark areas in the scene. And now what I'm going to do is add in small brick looking structure into the building to give it a low poly effect. So for that, go to mesh and add a cube, scale it down and scale it on Z axis. It should look like a brick. So I will place the bricks over here. And I'll go to side view and duplicate the brick over here. And I'll do the same just like this. I'll duplicate these bricks all over the building. and I will add in a material for the brick as well. As you can see, it looks pretty good now. Now in rendered settings, I will go to performance and I will increase the tile size to 256. By default it is 64 pixels, but GPU works on big tiles better. So I'll put the tiles as 256 by 256, and in here I will change the look to medium high contrast. As you can see, this brought a good contrast in my scene, and I personally prefer to do this setting every time I render. You can play with the exposure and gamma settings too. And once you are happy with your scene, press F12 to start rendering it. If you have selected the OptiX as a render device, it will render the scene very fast, as you can see over here. And if you don't have a GPU, I would recommend you to decrease the size sample. Like I have 128 over here, decrease it to 64 or something. And once it gets rendered, it will look something like this. I hope you learned something on this tutorial. As I told you, this will be a very easy tutorial where you will learn the basic techniques, shortcuts, applying basic materials and scene settings for final rendering. In our next tutorial session, we will make a bit more complicated model and materials as well and render it. It will be super fun. I would recommend you to practice the basic modeling in Blender or build this station on your own. Thank you for watching the video. I'll see you in the next session. Subscribe the channel if you want to get the notification about it.